I'm not gonna lie to you, y'all wouldn't have survived the early 2000s Black Friday. Y'all wouldn't, right? Right now, everything is way too comfortable. You can shop on Black Friday from the convenience of your home. Matter of fact, how I know it's more safe now is y'all got extra days to y'all Black Friday. Y'all got Black Week or something like that. Back then, we tried to survive 1 or 2 days to get back home to our family to put the presents under the tree. And I worked at Walmart. I saw the bloodshed. It was a war zone out there. So when people left their house, it was almost like they was being deployed in active duty for the military, because you didn't know if they was going to come back home alive. You just didn't, right? And when I worked there, I saw people like, camping out in tents outside the store. But once the chaos arose, people started getting trampled on. I saw 2 senior citizens getting into a fight, knocking dentures out each other's mouth over a double feature DVD of Rambo and Terminator. I saw people's baby mamas scrapping over $35 portable DVDs that wasn't really worth nothing. Like, man, it was crazy. It was crazy, but very, very nostalgic. So we're going to check out this video. We'll see what they have to say. Before we get started, hit that like and subscribe button. Let's get into it.
The year is somewhere in the early 2000s. Internet shopping is still around, but it's new. November just hit, so you know you're getting that holiday season feeling. You check the mail and it's the holiday catalog. You get to the Black Friday section, see all those deals, but then you think to yourself, do I really want to subject myself to all of that chaos? See, up until now, my whole little You Wouldn't Survive title was just a fun name I landed on for my cultural look back series. But for this video, it's literal.
No, it's literal.
Back in the 2000s, Black
Look at
Friday was
dude.
legit a beast and the peak of
Oh.
panic shopping chaos. So much so that you can find people online asking if it was truly that bad back then. And the answer is always a resounding yes.
Yes. Yes. Whatever you think it was worse.
This gonna be enough cards?
Maybe.
Hey, sales 14, here we go, and then unlock the door.
Before the advent of comfortable online shopping and pickup orders, Black Friday was a true cultural event that every serious shopper would get in on to try their hand at finding the best deals of the year during the holiday season.
If y'all didn't realize something, do you notice that every person that ran in here doesn't have something? There's one thing they do not have with them, and that's their kids, because they know what's about to go down.
Combination of comparatively great prices and the time of the year would create a literal storm. Imagine cold air, giant ads, and huge crowds standing around shop doors at 5 a.m. before they even opened up. The type of event that you had to see to believe, and trust me, you'd be seeing it on the news year after year, with multiple people taking the bargains way too far. Black Friday back in the 2000s wasn't just shopping. It was real life Twisted Metal with shopping carts standing in for the cars. So let's take a look back at the insanity that was Black Friday decades ago.
That's a good analogy.
Of course, we can't talk about the Black Friday explosion of the era without talking about the consumer landscape back then. While they've been open for years before the decade, big box stores like Walmart, Best Buy, and Target had hit their prime in the 2000s as one-stop shops for various consumer needs. These locations, combined with a decade built around consumerism even more than the 80s, due to advertising advancing in many ways thanks to the different avenues it could take, meant word about Black Friday and its deals would spread to more households than ever. You literally were not getting away from the Black Friday gospel back then. And it's not like there was a Cyber Monday just yet, so there wasn't any other choice out there.
Oh yeah, there was. Yeah, because it wouldn't make any sense. They didn't even have the website to support like a Cyber Monday.
Turn on the TV,
Dang.
open your mailbox, go to the store, turn on the radio, or do anything else, and you're getting hit with the reminder that Walmart has the best Black Friday deals around, on top of rollbacks and price matching. As a kid, I had no clue what the heck any of this meant, but to adults and teens, it obviously meant everything. So much so that Black Friday would be no stranger to people sleeping overnight in their cars, tents, lawn chairs, and whatever else they had outside of the stores to be the first to get to those deals.
2 beds and just no bathroom, that's it.
Overnight, they try and get rest, but it's not always easy.
We had a couple of incidents with drive-by honkings during sleep.
Companies would feed on
What?
this,
Circuit
weaponizing
City.
urgency and scarcity in order to attract this kind of behavior, which is referred to as doorbuster psychology. The doorbuster psychology consists of many variables that get people to, well, bust through the doors double time. Things like announcements of the first 20 customers getting something,
Yo, let me know in the comment section if you like around my age. Did y'all used to get these brochures and kind of cut out what y'all wanted for Christmas and kind of glue it on notebook paper? Like I didn't get like 99% of the stuff I put on the paper, but it was still like worth a try just to see what happens. Y'all let me know. Hit play.
Limited quantities,
There we go.
massive discounts, and such things are key examples you've probably seen since the day you started shopping. And in the 2000s, the age of rapid tech evolution, when tech was still new and fun, these were absolutely must-have deals. $250 laptops, $99 TVs, $30 DVD players, PS2, Xbox, and GameCube bundles. It was a never-ending well of cheap promises that no one wanted to miss. I've seen someone online talking about waiting in 12-degree weather for 5 hours outside of Best Buy to save $30 on a portable DVD player.
Wait, what? I waited 5 hours outside of Best Buy in 12-degree weather to save $30 on a portable DVD player, bro. It's not that serious. I get it, but it is not that serious, bro. But you know what? I say that now because I've been spoiled by things like Amazon and all those different things, and you know, back then getting what you want at a discount was a different monster. So I guess, but in 12-degree weather, bro, come on, bro.
These deals were serious, with things going up to like 80% off at times. And while you'd hear of people waking up early to sit on newegg.com, mashing refresh over and over for some come up, the true deals mainly existed in store. So you had to actually be there when the doors open. And when those doors open, man, that's when things got ugly.
Look at that.
You know how I said for this video the whole you wouldn't survive thing was legit? Well, I was referring to this part where we talk about the chaos and violence that would regularly, literally hit Black Fridays.
Bro, I swear they did this on purpose. Even when I worked at Walmart, I'm like, they did that on purpose. Because I remember they had laptops that weren't worth like $50. They were on sale for like $150, $200. They would stack them up in a pyramid in the middle of the electronics department, wrap it around like saran wrap, and then let people go with it. And they knew people were going to be trying to poke each other's eyes out and choke each other and punch. They just knew what was going to happen. And they sat back and watched the chaos. I had coworkers who took bets on people to see who would win the fight. It was crazy, bro.
2000s Black Fridays were no strangers to danger, with shoppers literally fighting over items. It was never surprising to hear stories about whole brawls breaking out between two suburban moms over some cheap microwave or TV. And when there was some big holiday toy of the season, oh, you know there might just be bloodshed. Just like all those years back during the Cabbage Patch Doll commotion. While you'd expect the chaos to begin during the actual shopping, the battle would actually start all the way at the door. Not only would people fight to get to the front of the crowd, but it was common to see people forcing their way past the opening doors, pushing workers to bum rush their way to whatever their grail of the day was. Dang. Countless injuries, fights, pepper spray incidents, and more were reported year after year. But nothing would hit the world like the 2008 report of a Walmart employee getting trampled to death during the holiday. That day, over 2,000 shoppers would stampede into a Long Island Walmart and mark the first stampede fatality of Black Friday, putting a horrific taste in the mouth of all those who took place in it and dismissed it. And that wasn't even the first reported trampling of the event. In 2003, a 40-year-old woman was trampled while entering a Walmart after being pushed over during a Black Friday rush for everyone to get a $29 DVD.
I'm telling you, y'all, them DVD players people were going crazy, and that's when, like, around the time it just came out.
Player. Like I said though, the 2000s were the peak era for some foolishness like this to take place, as the decade was a consumerist wonderland. With no online ordering and extreme FOMO being a big deal, it was bound for something like that and the other Black Friday disasters to occur. Compound all that with a high pressure atmosphere that invited adrenaline and mob mentality, and you've got a recipe for disaster, stupidity, and DVD obsessed crazies. Thankfully this Black Friday, you don't have to risk it all in the store for a good new desk, thanks to FlexiSpot's standing desk. Hi, it's WinCon97 with the FlexiSpot E7 standing desk. You're gonna be in a great, if you're a student, graduate, teacher, say goodbye to your old boring work, computer, camping outside the store. Enough of this. Whatever else was a part of the Black Friday experience around the country. People couldn't get enough of this, and the best part, the bonding experience of camping outside the store with friends, family, and strangers.
Can't replace
Kind of
that.
like a midnight release for games, but for the shopaholic.
Rick Smith wins the award for the first one in line. He's been here since Tuesday afternoon.
People, you hold your line, go get something to eat. use the restroom, stuff like that. Everybody works together pretty much.
Swartz says the experience is much more than just waiting for those great deals.
We come here and we have fun. Last year I came here and I didn't get anything for myself, but we had a good time. I mean, we meet new people. Sometimes it's the same people.
This all seems so crazy now, but it was absolutely the norm for the 2000s. During that time, our culture was showing the signs of the hyper-consumerism epidemic that we're in now. But due to a lack of online shopping options and it being in its infancy, we see fiascos like the Black Friday crowds. Of course, all this behavior was only made worse by people normalizing it as just another Black Friday. And while families were having a grand old time, the retail workers were living through another story. A story I imagine being similar to the original cover for Doom.
Dang.
Long sleepless shifts, being pushed around by waves of shoppers, being threatened by customers. It all happened and workers had no real protection against any of it. Heck, some stores really had employees trying to hold the line at the doors like it was a war zone. And to be fair, it kind of was a war zone. Let me read you a few Black Friday experiences from 99 to the 2000s from former employees to get that point across. I also worked at a KB Toys that Black Friday. I vividly remember a mom going into full faith healing convulsing on the floor for a few seconds when she got our last Furby. Insanity for about 2 hours and then poof, when the Target on the other side of the freeway opened. The mall was giving out free coffee too, so we had to clean up empty cups and spills everywhere except for the back room.
Y'all don't understand how crazy that Furby craze was back in the day. Some of y'all are probably too young to know what Furbies are, but people were biting people, stabbing each other, all kind of stuff over. I remember Tickle Me Elmo, and when the Furby came out, people were going crazy in there, like really trying to kill people over those things.
1999, maybe 2000. Working at Best Buy when DVD players first came out, we had one for $100, which was a huge deal. We were down to the last box after a pallet of them went in about 5 minutes.
Max Payne.
2 dudes started to punch each other over it. My manager, a former Navy SEAL, laid them out and gave the DVD player to a random person.
He laid them out?
It was insane. To this day, I refuse to shop on Black Friday in person. There were customers trying to hide in the store as we were closing, so they had first access to goods as we opened 30 hours later, or sneaking in the back the day before Thanksgiving and breaking into pallets and losing their when the barcodes for the item they gained access to illegally wouldn't scan. While Black Friday enjoyed its heyday throughout the 90s and 2000s, it would begin to fizzle out in the mid-2010s due to, what else? The internet and the rise of internet shopping. Amazon especially, but online shopping in general would see that Black Friday could be massively celebrated online from the comfort of home. This, along with the rise of a Black Friday competitor in the form of Cyber Monday, would put nails in the coffin of the once monstrous shoppers' holiday. Though if you ask me, the deals nowadays suck regardless, so we may as well wrap it up altogether.
Yeah.
However, there are other factors that many forget when looking at the fall of Black Friday. One being the many retail deaths that we've seen in recent years. Circuit City, Toys R Us, KB Toys, and a lot more, which led to less choice and less need for Black Friday
and all three of them ain't even here no more, man.
Marketing for the holiday. The other is that many stores actually open on Thanksgiving now, with many only reverting from this as of 2020, such as Walmart. One of the draws of Black Friday was the fact that stores weren't open the day before. Reversal of this did things such as expanding the scarcity window, splitting the audience, and most importantly, diluting deals. Think about this. If those Black Friday deals are introduced for Thanksgiving Day as well, along with other days in that window, what's the point of going for Black Friday specifically? In fact, why don't we just start calling it Black Week or Cyber Week?
That's what I said.
We don't even abide by the Friday or Monday thing, so what's the point anymore? But yeah, all of this led to Black Friday being a shell of its former self by the late 2010s, and it hasn't been the same since. From actual great deals to customers going to war, Black Friday may not be what it used to be, but it still has one heck of a legacy. It became a symbol of the decade's consumer insanity and shows that the era was one where people literally risked their lives for half-price electronics. It's so funny to contrast this go-getter attitude when it comes to something like a shopping holiday with the comfort culture way of shopping we have today. Actually waking up early to go deal with some foolishness and physically go get a great deal is unheard of to so many people in the world now. Black Friday is basically just clicking a button these days. And let's be real, I don't think any store is trying to give us any worthwhile deals to get into brawls over anyway. 2000's Black Friday wasn't shopping. That was a whole battlefield that showed us how far people would go for a deal and how far companies were willing to push them. Like I said, twisted metal but with shopping carts.
Yep.
Do you have any insane Black Friday experiences from back then? Whether you worked retail or were just a shopper. I always hated the hassle and mood of the holiday, so I would always skip out. So I would definitely love to read any stories that you all have. And if you enjoyed the video, feel free to like, subscribe, and check out my other content. We're on the road to 10K, so all help is appreciated. Thank you so much again for watching. I hope you enjoyed.
It's a great video. Hold on, let me see if they got some. Let me blow this up so y'all can see it. I used to work for Walmart in 1996 until 2019 when I left the company. I actually lived through all Black Friday badness back in the day and lived to tell the story, LOL. I still remember those days vividly and could write a book on my experience, such as working for Walmart during the hype of the Tickle Me Elmo frenzy. Dude, those are some violent days, bro. The Tickle Me Elmo era and the Furby era, that needs to be in history books, bro. That needs to be along a lot of the battles in history where a lot of people died. And the initial Furby there you go, the Furby craze. I also remember the DVD player craze. Yup. Back when we used to get those in truckloads preparing for Black Friday. What is hilarious to me now, oh, he has a lot more. It's present day, those same DVD players that people were fighting for are now sitting on the shelves of thrift stores and Goodwills collecting dust. That's a fact, bro. These buzzers catching cases over something that ain't worth nothing 5 years later. Maybe not even that. You cannot give those things away nowadays. Well, my friends and I would treat Black Friday like an Ocean's 11 heist. We had one circle in the parking lot, so we'll have parking, one already in the line waiting, one going on one side of the store, and the other going to the other side, and we had an extra as a floater. We would be in and out within an hour, so with all we wanted. All right, he might have to get arrested, bro. They playing that out a little too good. They might be out here robbing people. Back when everything was cheap, nowadays it's because of scalpers and overconsumption. That's true. That's true. Uh, this is classic. You don't know how good you have it until you lose it. I used to think people were crazy back then, camping outside the stores 2 to 3 days before Black Friday, but it turns out that people were fine. They're crazy now. I miss everything. The mall full of people hanging around. Yeah, that is. Yo, the mall. The mall is like a ghost town now. A lot of the restaurants in the malls that I grew up and went to, a lot of the restaurants are gone and there's barely anybody in the malls at all. Hanging around and shopping until midnight. We wait in line for GameStop for the release of the new game. Everything feels hollow now. No interaction. Everything is done online from the comfort of your home. If you can go back to the 2000s, I would in a heartbeat. I agree with that. I agree. Um, the last World Black Friday I remember was in 2014 when I went with my grandpa. We got into the front of the line, he a youngin, at Best Buy and ran into the back of the store and bought all the micro SD cards that they had. They were like 65% off retail. Made great Christmas presents for everyone that year. Okay. I worked Black Friday at Toys R Us. Man, I miss Toys R Us. In 2010, it's crazy how packed it was in the middle of the night. The Toys R Us was demolished and now the once thriving mall next to it is dead. Mall with only one department store, one bookstore, one movie theater, and one restaurant in the food court. Yeah, I don't know why. I would like all the restaurants in the food court are gone. They built a bunch of restaurants in the surrounding area to try to keep the property on life support. I agree with that. Are we gonna check out like two more? Worked at Target for Black Friday 2015 and 2020. Was that like the? They weren't in the trenches though, but you know, yeah, it is what it is. One of those years, Spider-Man PlayStation came out, and I hit it. And oh, okay, you doing illegal stuff? We ain't gonna read yours. One last one. I remember waiting outside Circuit City. Might have been Tiger Direct in the morning with my dad to get 500 gigabyte WDD hard drive, Western Digital hard drive for an absolute steal of $250. So much storage and space, we'd never be able to fill it up. Yeah, man. These are some war stories, man. If you ever had to work back then during Black Friday, you know how it was, man. It's fond memories, but it was scary stuff back then, bro. I don't know if everybody who ever worked during Black Friday needs some therapy, but I think we all have some similar scars mentally and emotionally, whether you're a person who had to shop during Black Friday or a person who actually worked during Black Friday. But either way, hey, that's nostalgia. still the good old days to me, if you ask me, except for, unfortunately, some of the people we've lost during these Black Friday. But hey, do you have a Black Friday story, whether you were a shopper or a person who worked in retail? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Salute, peace. Always remember the good days.